right, guys, we're gonna call this to order now. First of all, Tom, you come over here, please. Tom and his son TC run this place. I want to thank you very much for hosting us once again. It's a real pleasure to be in here and be able to look at all these cars here. It's gorgeous.
Awesome, thank you for coming.
Thank you very much. So I just want to let it be known, Ed Pearson's here, has some stickers for sale today.
Yep, we have a new badge and plates.
Yeah, potential new members, I have a book to be signed. And they'll have to see me on the book. See Tommy? Okay. And okay, so now that we have your attention, I'm going to hand this over to Frank. Frank's got a few things to talk about.
Okay, one of the first things is the clothing. There's a back order on the t-shirts, the remaining. We've got 40 pieces that the manufacturer has some backlog or something. And so, thank God it's winter time, we don't need t-shirts, shirts, and it's not the sweatshirts. Sweatshirts we have, we ordered. So they said the end of this month and middle of next we'll have them, so we should have them for the next meeting. Nothing you can do about it, it's just the way it went. Now the winter party, the board went around and checked a few places out, and we had a summer party. This is kind of.
I'm not still blowing anything.
Yeah, so we ended up, we're going to go down to the Elks and Sox. Went down and looked it over. Yes, Red?
What's the situation with Brad's place?
I talked to Brad, I called him up, and he says that the guy that was supposed to buy the place, nothing's happened. It's been 4 years, so he led me to believe that it's going to go on the market. He didn't want to be in a position where he's promised us a spot, and then someone signs a P&S, and he has to tell us no.
I was just talking with Pete Mack yesterday afternoon. He called me because he didn't know your numbers or anybody else's.
Yeah.
He is buying a place. We are welcome to use it. There's going to be more parking. He's going to do a lot of cleanup around there. And he's got his house sold. That'll happen, I guess, I don't know, first week in March. And then he's immediately buying that place. It's all arranged.
Well, we didn't know that, and so we rented this other place. So if for any reason this place we rented doesn't work out, and if that goes through, that Peter Mack was going to buy that for 4 years, and Brad told me it hadn't gone through.
What was
I'm
holding
sure
it
you're
up
right.
was holding it up was selling his house.
Well, I don't,
His house is
that's
sold.
between those two guys. But the last time I talked to him, they said it wasn't sold, and that's what his wishes were, so, there's always next year. If he wants to do it next year, and the guys decide, you guys can vote on anything you want. So if you'd rather have it back at Brad's, under his tutelage, vote on it. So for this year, it's already inked.
Okay.
And you were up Burger King last week, and you didn't know about it then, so this is all brand new news, right?
I was talking to him yesterday.
Yeah. Unfortunately, it didn't fly. Yeah, and if anybody question, this is kind of what we're bargaining for right here. This is a party that was done there by the Mass Street Lodge 20 years ago. They've been at this a long time.
Just pass these around, give me an idea what the venue's like.
Thank you.
So we can look at that. I want to bring something up. Run something by you guys. When we had the cutoff date, I need your attention. When we had the cutoff date for membership in the club, that was, as you remember, down at Hank's. And there was one person that wasn't, there was probably more, but there's one person that came to mind because of this cook-off. And he wasn't there that night, but this person has been coming to this club and probably got a good 20 years. He's 40 years old. He's got 20 years plus with the club. He's done a lot of work around the club. He's been helpful. He's, I think, somebody that should, I'd like to see you guys vote tonight and see if we could let him sign the book today.
Who is it?
His name is Jimmy Reese. His father's brought him around, and as a teenager he was around. He was the disc jockey along with George and him. I don't know how all that worked out, but I know George did it, Jimmy Reese did it.
Jimmy Reese helped out at the last, at the last second, when the guy didn't show up. We called Jim and came right down and set up, and we promised him he would do the next winter party, and that was our last one.
Yeah. So, I mean, he's probably got more time in this club than probably 50% of the members that are present in the club, just because of the fact that his father brought him along, and he's been a helpful guy to the club. And why he wasn't there that night, who the hell knows? I mean, it just happened to be that he wasn't. But I'd like to see him be able to sign the book, and like everybody else, he's gonna have to do his 6 months signing the book, and if he doesn't, then he's gonna lose 1 shot. George?
Is the membership closed after this?
Yeah, the membership was closed before,
Right.
and he got closed up.
Okay.
Only people that are coming in now are people that signed that day.
Okay.
There were a bunch of guys at that, people at that meeting who signed, but they only signed 1 time and they've never signed again. So if that number was 10, he keeps the books on it, I don't. If the number was 10, only a percentage of that number, excuse me, only a percentage of that number is actually followed through. It must have been a good idea that night, but they didn't go any further.
Okay. So if they didn't go any further, then they're out. They're out.
They're gonna be out.
How many members do we have now?
107, I believe.
107. Now, the other thing is, that night we decided, I might as well get this in too while we're at it. We decided that it was gonna be 100 in the club. And then we had people sign that night, so that changed that number. Now, someone in the club brought it up, they says, so when are you gonna open it up again? And I figured 100 is 100. If it gets to 99, you could let 1 person. If, you know, 5, for whatever reason, they pass away, quit the club, you could let 5. That seemed to be a good idea, but somehow that got changed, and it was approved, by the way, that we wait until we got 90 people. 90 people from the 107, or 8 or 10, whatever it is, that could take 10 years. When you think about it, I mean, it takes a long time for people to go down 20. So I'd like to, while we're voting for this, I'd like to throw that in there as well. If the number is 100, and that's the number we decided, when we get below 100, and if you got applicants and you want to let them in, you're going to let them in 1 at a time to maintain the 100 number. If it gets depleted to 80 at some point and 90, and you want to change it to that to be the maximum number, you can do that with a vote. But I think keeping it down to, 90, and we're nearly at 110, we'll say, it's going to take a while. So we could always use a new influx of fresh blood in the club. It doesn't hurt to have them. And when you think about the people that go to Florida and the people that are just aging out, they're still paying their dues, so you call them a member, but they never come to meetings and then they don't participate in it. So those numbers, our actual numbers are probably 50 to 60. If you took a tally tonight, that's probably what you got it in. And this is about the way it runs.
I counted them.
50?
Yeah.
So we're running at about 50%, 55%. So I'm going to put this up as I make a proposal that we let Jimmy sign the book, and also add to that proposal that we hold the number at 100, and we let people in when we drop below 100, 1 at a time, 2 at a time, whatever it is.
But we have 107 now.
107 right now. That's if they come, is it 107 currently?
It's currently 107, we got 2 coming in tonight, and there's about 3 more on the books.
Why can't you just bring Jim in because of his history?
You could, but that's not up to me. I don't want to sidestep all the rules. I'm trying not to sidestep any. But I think because of its history, I respect you saying that, Rick. And if you want to do that, you can do that.
I'm all
I
for
get-
holding, I would also hold the membership at 50.
Make a motion to do it.
Well, that's,
Yeah, I'd like to
Make a
vote on
motion to do it.
well, if you want to make a motion to bring him in, but I also want to include that, if you want to include that, or two motions, whatever you want to do. I'd like to just stop the membership at 100. And in the future, if you want to make it less, like 80, 70, whatever you guys want to do, just bring it up and we'll vote on it. This club is all about voting. It's not my club, it's not the board's club, it belongs to you guys.
Okay, I make a motion that we bring him in.
Any second?
On his past performances.
All right, so that looks unanimous.
All
And
right,
as far as,
Jimmy. Come out here so they know who you are.
Forget about it. That's who we voted for.
Jimmy has bought Shirley Ellis's, Bob Ellis's Mercury, the chalk Mercury. Everybody knows that car? He is a proud owner of that car today.
Shirley's car.
Shirley's car, yeah. I mean, what a beautiful car to be in the club with. That's all, so everybody knows about that.
and Jimmy actually hung around with Bobby Ellison. Bobby Ellison was a disc jockey, if I got the story right.
All my music came from.
And that's where he got his music, and he actually worked on that car as a kid and helped him. He was like the shop rat, doing all the damage for him, you know? And so this is a nice piece of history too, coming into the club. Well, thank you very much for that. And so it's clear now that it's gonna be 100, it's gonna be 100 people and one at a time after that, so there's no 90, right? Is that, we understand that?
Well, there's already.
But there's 107 right now.
It's 107.
And you got 3 more.
But the magic number we voted on down at Hanks was 100. In addition to the people that came in that they signed the book, we couldn't make them unsign it.
Okay. So you have a couple of people on the books that still come in.
And that's it. So as
And that'll be
attrition,
like 110 or something, right? And then, so after that, then that's it until it dwindles down below 100.
under 100.
Okay.
So attrition will do its job, and then that's the way it's gonna go, unless you wanna decrease that number, which you're welcome to do anytime you want. John?
There's only one thing I don't quite understand. If we're gonna let them in one at a time, will that, and there's 4 or 5 people waiting, how do you determine which one comes in? Is whoever signs first?
Currently, the book is open to, it's not open anymore, other than what we just did.
Right.
So he's gonna start another book, and if there's any potential customers that wanna join the club, they're gonna get on a waiting list.
Right,
So the first guy on the waiting list
would be the first one.
will be the first one, and so on and so forth. And I kinda, this is a pretty great organization, but I can't imagine we're gonna end up with another 50 people in line waiting for that.
No, I just was trying to figure out that last time.
Got it. That's a good point. I'm glad you mentioned that. Okay, well, thank you. I think that that's really good. And I want to, Jimmy Capillo got that website up, and he's done a lot of hard work on that. And, I mean, oh, all right.
Yeah, Jim, can you come up here? No. Please. Jim Capillo is, put out a Strokers website, and it's up and running, and, strokershotrod.com.
Club.
Club after? Strokershotrod.com.
Club.
No wonder you can't find it.
Can you tell us direct, please?
.com club?
No. Club.
Oh, .club, hotrod.club.
So that's the URL, everything's up and running. It's an evolutionary thing. You guys can give me hints or what you want to see on there. If it's possible, we'll put it up. It's,
So can we give you pictures and stuff to put in there? or-
Yeah,
How does that work?
yeah.
Yeah, okay. So we can't do it directly, you,
No,
so
you
you're the
can do
manager?
it, you can do it,
Oh, we can?
yeah. You go on the website.
No,
Jim talk.
Yeah,
it's designed for one person, to one or two people to insert all, because you'd have chaos if everybody was throwing
Right.
stuff on there.
right.
So there is a couple links that you can send things directly to me and I'll put them up.
That's right.
Or you just click on it. It's real easy, it's not hard. And I know some of you are computer challenged, so we try to keep it as simple as possible.
Mine just go frank.
I just happen to be looking at you. So if you have any questions, you did a good job. Thank you.
Yeah,
Are there any passwords and anything in there yet?
Yes, I'll have to keep there's a couple of things that work to make this whole thing easy. There's a membership list that I put in.
Okay.
So I have to keep on top of that when you guys join the club. So then you go, once I insert your name, then you go on, put your own personal password in, and then you can get in the members area. Go ahead.
This membership list, are you just putting the name in, not addresses and that kind of thing?
What do you mean?
Are you only putting in the name?
Yes.
Okay.
So once I insert your name, then you'll get an email that invites you to come and put a password.
So you have to snail mail it to him, because,
No, what I meant is, when you're making this list, it's gonna be on that, right?
The list isn't gonna be
No.
available to you.
Oh, it's not?
No, the list, I mean, I can make a list if you want to have a member list.
No. No, I didn't think you should put addresses in or anything.
Oh, no, that's all.
Can I say one little thing?
Yeah.
The whole reason that we do it, or he's done it this way, is something I kinda dropped in his lap, was so that we don't get a bunch of these, hey, you wanna buy my sneakers? Go on, you know, like we've been popped up on the Facebook page, that only members could put posts on there. Eventually, this might evolve into something where we have a little list of things for sale and put pictures from past shows. There is a calendar on there that not only have our events, but you could put other events, like this next weekend at the Dragway, this is going on and that. But if it was available for the public to put stuff on there, then it would just be a nightmare of all kinds of spam and crap. We just like to keep it small and tight.
Yeah.
So he's done all the work.
Yeah, we get all jumped up with all sorts of crap. Any other questions? No? I'll move back to Howard.
All right. Tonight we have, or this morning, we have two more potential new members. We have Donna Stebbins and we have Lee Gannon. You guys want to introduce yourselves?
This is Lee.
I'm Dawn Stebbins, and I would love to join the Stokers Club. I enjoy all the cars and all the time with everybody here, and thank you.
Hi guys, I'm Lee Gannon, I own Triple Engine Auto Body in Wilmington, Mass. I'm currently building 3 cars. You might have seen my Bel Air last summer, silver 57 Chevy Bel Air. George brought me in, he's one of my customers. I'm also building a 68 at Cranberry right now and a 70 Crown State Bumper. And I love you guys, and you'd like to know.
Now we can talk bad about them. John, you guys want to just step over there, we'll take a vote, see if we want to let them in. Make them stand on the vote. Pretend like you can't hear us.
what are you gonna say?
Anyone? In? Everybody let them in?
Yeah,
John, you want to let her in?
Tony, I brought one of my cars to him to fix. He had it twice because I cracked it up twice. He did an excellent job. Also, a bunch of people I used to work brought their cars.
Guys, someone's talking.
Yeah, please.
Want me to stand up?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, leave with the body shop in Wilmington. I brought my truck there to be fixed twice. Excellent. And then a few people where I used to work, and I spread the word, brought their cars there, and he did an excellent job, no complaints. And he has a couple of nice cars for sure. And you've seen the 57. That was really sweet. And he has two other cars, a Camaro and I think a Firebird, that come out really, really sweet. I think one's gonna be a race car, so. I known him for a couple of years and no complaints, so I'm up, thumbs up.
So do we get a 50% discount?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
75%.
Yeah.
So, all good?
All good.
Yeah.
New members, you wanna come back?
Eddie makes these up, Eddie Pearson, in your garage on the wall, aluminum. I've got a couple of them.
Danny, are they different colors? That's the color red, or are they?
You'll have to ask Ed.
Oh,
I
okay.
think they're-
No, I got black and white plates with different color lettering on them. You can get red on them, I think got white, I got red. So I got 3 or 4 different colors.
How much are they?
Those are $5.
$5, I mean, come on. What's that about?
I got one on my door, you know.
Guys and families, give me the money.
Red? You like that? Why do you want the red?
The white is more legible. And it doesn't fade. Trying to help you, Joyce.
Thank you.
We're brothers, me and you.
That's right, 2 minutes, I only can talk to you for 2 minutes. We have to decide. Don't brag about it. We have to decide how long we're gonna talk.
3 minutes.
He gets.
Key seniority.
Each.
How long can we talk to Kelsey?
Oh, wait a minute, wait a minute, oh shit, as long as we want. You can talk to him as long as you want.
Does everybody know about the March 1st car show at Newick's in New Hampshire, restaurant? I guess the club puts it on, it's a meeting of all clubs, a get-together. If you don't know how to get there, it's 95, go over the Dover Bridge there, and it's Route 4, which is the first right, and then the left down to Newick's restaurant, it's on the water. It's a big seafood restaurant.
In Newington, right?
It's in Newington? Yeah. Dover, yeah, I think it's Dover. So, we're looking to get some guys to go out there and represent us, strokers jackets, whatever, and March 1st, Saturday, I think it's in the morning, 9.
9 in the morning.
Are you gonna meet any place?
We could meet up at
the restaurant.
If it's plowed, hopefully it won't be snow. Yeah, we can meet there and go up as a group if you want.
That'd be the
March
best.
1st, Saturday.
Wow. Well, that's either way, if it's snowing out, we take our regular guy.
Yeah, we like that.
Yeah,
Or whatever.
yeah, try to buddy up.
Are they gonna meet?
It's huge. It's really huge.
Oh, no, 128 there. Yeah. Burger King.
Okay, so this cowboy comes off the range. He's been out there riding, herding cattle for 3 months, and he rides into town. Then he hits the saloon. Goes in there, has a couple of pops, and comes out. He said, the first guy he grabs, he goes, hey, I don't see any women. He said, where's all the women in this town? And the guy goes, well, there aren't any. He goes, what do you mean? He said, oh, there aren't any women here. When the train, the railhead stopped, the women left. And he said, well, geez, what do you do when you have to, when and the guy goes, well, the only thing I can tell you is most of us get downtown, go up on a hill, we grab a sheep. And the guy goes, oh, Jesus, I can't do that. So he goes into the saloon, drinks some more, sits at the bartender, where the hell's this sheep pen? And the guy said, the bartender, downtown, up on the hill, there's a whole pen full of sheep. Oh, Jesus, he goes, all right. So he goes down, finds the pen with the sheep, he goes in the pen, he looks around, he sees this nice looking sheep, throws a rope around it, grabs it, starts walking down the hill through town, and everybody's running across the street, running, closing doors, windows are going down. He goes, what the hell? Some guy running across, he grabs it, he goes, where the hell's everybody going? He goes, that's Ringo's girl.
Leave the joke for George.
Well, there are ladies present, so I don't want to get into the bad stuff.
Thank you, Denny.
Thank you, Denny.
That was good.
That joke is a little better than the last one. I just got a couple of last things.
Frank, I got one.
Good,
I
go.
got a joke.
Stand up, stand up.
All right.
Attention, Denny, pay attention.
So, pay attention.
Maybe I can learn something.
Yeah, so this guy goes into the bar room, walks up to the bar, he sits down at the bar, and he looks over to his right, and there's this guy just hanging down, his head hanging down over a bowl of chili. And the guy who came in was really hungry, he says, hey, you want that? Can I have that? And the guy says, yeah, you can have it, and he slides it over. The guy starts eating it. Third scoop in, he pulls out a dead mouse. And he throws up in the goddamn chili. The other guy looks over and says, that's how far I got.
Denny, the competition's on two-step.
I'll work on it. That's good, that's it.
Okay, I just want to ask you a question. Winter party, if we were to do another winter party, how many people would be interested in doing that?
Describe what the winter party is about.
Well, yeah, there was a time when we had a summer party, winter party. And the problem with the winter party became that we were doing it in Beverly at a restaurant, and they asked that we have 100 minimum. So the club ended up paying for 100 people to show up there. Well, things happen, attrition, people are away, whatever, and it got to lower and a lower number. So we got a good distance from 100, and it wasn't worth doing it. And we were getting members, people coming from different clubs, which helped a lot in the beginning. But it kind of dwindled out. Well, it's been, what, 4 or 5 years at least since we've had a party. So
This is a party where you bring your wife, or your significant other, or your boyfriend, Kelsey.
No, he's mine.
And the reason we used to go to the yacht club in Beverly, the Damersport Yacht Club. And Mike and I put this together years and years ago. And Mike, where are you? Come on up here.
I'm right over here.
All right, come on up here.
I'm going to a winter party.
So Mike took charge of it after I left and did a great job, but he had trouble getting 100 people guaranteed to come. And we had a DJ, it was a dress-up affair, kind of, you know. It was a great time. It was at the Damersport Yacht Club. And I think one of the factors why we don't go back there is they were charging a lot of money.
And the food was terrible.
At the bar, and the food really wasn't, they were going downhill. But the venue was great. A big private room downstairs with a DJ. And it turned, you know, when we first started, we had no problem getting 100. Then it dropped down and we couldn't get 100, so we closed it.
Danny, why don't you explain, wasn't the club paying for the members and the...
Yes, the club paid for each member. If you brought your wife, you paid, at the time, $50.
yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah, $50 for your wife, but you got a meal, then you got the DJ dancing, and the women had a great time.
And if you bought 2 drinks, it cost you another $50.
Well, it was expensive, yeah. At least. Yeah, but it was expensive. So Frank is trying to get an idea about moving forward.
the reason, Eddie,
We just, I'm a member of the Orientals, and we just had, back in November, we had our party there for the Orientals, and we couldn't come up with 100 either, but we came up with 50, and we just had a smaller room.
Yeah.
And it was a night at the Damersport Yacht Club. The
What
food
was the
was
charge?
just fine, the waitresses and everybody was fine, the bartender, and,
60?
yeah, no, we had a good time, but it was a smaller,
Yeah.
probably half the size that we used to have.
How much was that a head?
But there was no dancing and none of that.
Was that 60?
Well, we could have, but I mean, I think it was $50 or $60 each.
60.
60, okay. And I thought it was just fine. Did you go, you went, George, didn't you?
Yes.
Yeah,
It was good.
yeah, it was
I went
good.
2 years in a row.
Those are
There was
real
no
good.
music.
The whole thing is gonna be anticipation. If we pick a place and we can do it, we need to sell the tickets up front to assure them that they're gonna have the quota they need to run. And the only reason this even come up is when we went to look at the Elks, excuse me, the representative from the Elks, it was cold out, we walked in the yard, did a little walk around in the yard. We ended up in the building upstairs. And they've got a lower level, like you're just referring to, Eddie, but then they have a higher one upstairs. So if we got 60 people, we could have a party there in the lower level. If you got more than that, you could do it upstairs. The prices seem good. It's just something to think about.
Well, when you're saying 60 people, you mean 60 total.
Total.
30 club members and their wife.
Right. It sounds pretty easy,
Yeah.
but you know, one way or the other, you need the numbers. I mean, the club will end up paying for it, whether it's, you pay for 100, you get 20, or you get 120. It'd be nice, the whole purpose of it is to get together. Enjoy
You're
each
talking
other.
next winter, right? Not this winter.
No, not this winter, this winter's pretty well had it, I hope. So, Saturday coming, we're gonna have another movie, and it's Le Mans with Steve McQueen. It's modern compared to what we've had in the past. So I'd like to see some support on that. It's 9 o'clock in the morning, it's at the Gloucester Cinema, and it's $5 to get in. The deal of the century. So hopefully, 9 o'clock in the morning.
Isn't I'm not, tomorrow, isn't it supposed to be icy tomorrow?
No, not tomorrow.
Not tomorrow? Okay.
Next,
Monday?
So hopefully you'll have some interest and we can have some people show up. All right, that's all. Johnny?
Years ago, before we went to Game of Sport Yacht Club for the winter party,
Yeah,
we had it in the hall in Gloucester,
right, I remember that.
and we had it catered by the Causeway Restaurant. I don't remember what the cost was, but it wasn't bad there. But the
Yeah.
drinks were cheaper, and some people don't want to pay $12 for a glass of wine or something, so
Yeah.
if we had it at a hall, it might be better.
Yeah, I can,
Like the outside.
is that, if we decide we want to do it, we can get all the numbers, and what the cost of food is, what the cost of drinks are gonna be.
Yeah.
Those small clubs like you're referring to, which this is.
Yeah.
The prices aren't the same as a yacht club,
Right.
so it'd be a lot cheaper. Or if it isn't, we won't do it.
Yeah.
We
But
want
I-
to do it, but we want to get some bang for your buck.
What do you guys think? Yes, try for it? or-
Yeah,
yeah, try for it.
Look into it.
We can bring your wives and,
Eddie, what month are you gonna do it?
we don't know yet. We're just looking for interest.
All right, just the month. They don't have enough votes. Some guys go to Florida, that's why I was just wondering when you were gonna do it.
You did something in the fall versus.
Yeah,
It wouldn't be in the fall, it's early spring probably.
you got weather problems, so if, you do it too late, then you got the weather, that's all.
That's a good point.
All right, I guess that's it. Anybody have anything to say, any comments?
Raise your hand.
Complaints?
Hey,
anything
Frank?
at all?
Hey Frank,
Yes.
you were talking a little bit last meeting, I saw on the video, I couldn't be there, but you had said, just throwing something out there, you got the movie over at the Gloucester Cinema. What if you had the meeting there? Like you had the meeting 8 o'clock in the morning to 9, and then the movie 9 to 11, and then he could have his regular business at noon. And you were thinking you might ask the owner about that, or pose it to the members too, because you'd have the meeting, do it in an hour, and then have the movie.
We could do that. I'm sure that when we rented, we have rented it at 8 o'clock, had And he's okay with that, and it wouldn't cost anything to do it. However, it's pushing it, I think, to try to have a meeting in an hour.
I see.
I really think, what may work better is if you want to do the movie in the good weather. And they have a meeting outside this parking lot
Oh, yeah.
with the cars. Once the weather gets good, you can have the meeting outside, either before or after, and then the movie, and then you're not blowing them a whole morning
Yeah,
on,
yeah, also a good idea, yeah.
yeah, it's open, it's open.
What do you guys think of having a Saturday morning meeting, yes or no again, somewhere?
Yep.
What was the question?
Saturday morning work for everybody if we want to do it again, instead of a Tuesday night.
Little as possible.
So one no?
I vote
No? Keeps it on Tuesday, he doesn't like Saturday morning.
That's all right.
I don't like Saturday morning
You
either.
want to try something new?
Work.
Huh? A lot of people would, I understand that.
Yeah, so we can keep, we tried this, and if it isn't, you know, we appreciate it, but if it's not gonna fly, that's okay, we'll just keep it on Tuesdays.
At the movie.
Yeah, during the cold weather, we're kinda like orphaned, you know, we really don't have a home, so we gotta take what we can get. But we're lucky, we have Kelly's, we have a few places that are pretty consistent that we can depend on. That gets us through the winter, and then we've got our regulars in the spring, thanks to the members that hosted it. So, we tried it, and we'll keep it at Tuesdays at your request.
Dennis, you should mention, all these cars are for sale, you know, with all these people.
Where's Tom?
Some are. Well, most of them are for sale.
Want to come on here and give a little talk on what's going on here?
Sure, so most of the cars you see here are on, for sale. The cars against that far wall are customer storage cars.
Okay.
All right? About 70% of the cars are on commission, consignment cars, the rest we own that are for sale. So
How
it's
much
a
for the
mix.
white 55?
White 55 is sold.
Oh, okay.
We actually sold it yesterday.
Wow,
So,
good. How much is sold for? How much?
39,000.
That sounds good. You break that contract now.
No, so we commission, our typical commission is 10%. We have a minimum fee of $17.50. So as long as your car's worth over $18,000, you don't hit the minimum. But, so included in that, we advertise on every major car site, including we do social media, of course, and, you know, we have our own site. But, you know, Hemmings, Auto Trader Classic, Classic Cars. We have a car right now that's on Bring a Trailer. So we mix it up, we get it out there.
And what is the length, you have to leave it there for so
There's no minimum.
You can take it out and then.
You can take it out at any time. You feel like we're not doing our job properly, you can pull your car
I
out.
mean, if they want to use it,
You know, once it, if you agree to consign it, it has to be here. But if you choose that, you know, the consignment is just not working for you, you can always just let us know. We'll make the car available and you can pull it out. But once it's out, it's not for sale. We only sell what's in our shop, what we can represent, which is free.
Okay, great.
I had a car in here last winter for winter storage and stayed perfect, nice and clean up on the lift. And they did a great job taking care of it. And also, I got a friend that had a '66 Nova that he tried to sell for a long time and he couldn't sell it. He brought it here and it was gone like that. So they do a nice job.
I can tell you of two cars that I know, Fred Capignon had a blue 55 Chevy, brought it here, they sold it. Rick Wilson, everybody know Rick Wilson? From the Orientals, got a red Nova, 66, 7,
Yeah.
and they sold it here. So, they have a good reputation. Think about it. If you want to do it, talk to Tom.
Okay, the next meeting is gonna be at Kelly's, and it's the 18th of March.
Museum over here, Dublin.
It'll be in the newsletter. All right, 50/50.
Does anybody have anything they want to 50/50. The newsletter or something said Bob, Cheese Bob won it, but he didn't. Frank won it last night.
Okay, 5066918.
918.
918.
918.
Hey, Ross, did you win? Ross?
Look at the stitches.